Hello boys and girls, and welcome to your Read Write Ink story for today. Today's story is written to the left of the picture. Can you figure out what the story is called? It is called Ken's Cap. Let's get started. Here is a speed sounds revision. What I want you to do now is to spend some time going through the speed sounds. Practice them by pointing to the sound and saying them. Good job. Are you ready to move on? Okay, let's move on. Well done. Okay, in the first box at the top are the green words for this story. That means that we can sound out using our Fred Talk or Fred in your head to read these words. Let's give it a go. Let's Fred Talk the first line and Fred in your head the second line of words. Is, in, full, d, mud, has, t, got, truck, back. Now let's Fred in the head the rest of the green words. Last, cap, hut, left, pit, tip, and when you add an S to the end of a word it becomes tips. Well done. Good Fred talk and good Fred in your head, everybody. Now let's have a look at the red words you will find in this story. You cannot sound out red words, you just have to learn what they look like. Let's read these together. The first one, the, of, to, no, my. Okay, well done. Have one little practice of all of those words before we move on. Super job. Everybody ready? Okay, let's move on. The vocabulary check. There are 3 words in this story that you might not have met before in your other stories. We're going to read the word together and I will explain what they mean. So the first word here in yellow is tip. Tip, up, up, truck. Tip, up, truck. A tip-up truck is a lorry with a container that can lift up to get the mud fall out. Okay, so you might see one of these on a building site. It has a container that you can put mud or stones into, and when you tip it up, it lets the mud or stones or soil fall out on the ground. The second word is pit. It's a hole in the ground, and in this story, they tip the mud into the pit. It's a big hole in the ground. Okay, and the last word is left. Now, you know you can have your left hand, but in this story, they're talking about it leaving something behind. I left my hat behind. So in other words, You forgot it. I left my water bottle in school. You forgot it in school. Okay, let's move on to the introduction for the story. Ken's cap. Introduction. Dan and Ken are builders. Ken is wearing his favorite baseball cap, but he takes it off for a while because he gets so hot working. Unfortunately, it is the very last time he sees it. What do you think happens to his baseball cap? I want you to have a think and make a prediction about what you think happened to his baseball cap. We will come back to this at the end and see where you write. Does everybody have an idea in their head? Great. Let's keep going. Here are our two characters in our story. On the left-hand side, we have, can you read his name? Dan. Well done if you got that correct. Excellent. And on the right-hand side of the picture, we have a man called, can you, Fred talk, Fred in your head, whichever you choose. We have Ken. K-E-N. Ken. Okay, these are our two characters in our story today. The first page of the story, I'm going to give you some time to Fred talk or Fred in your head the two sentences. I want you to try reading it on your own first, and then we will read it together. Off you go. Okay, great job. Let's read it together. Dan is in his tip-up truck. The tip-up truck is full of mud. Good reading, everybody. Well done. Let's move on. Same again. I'm going to give you some time to practice reading this page on your own before we read it all together. Off you go. Okay, good job. Let's try reading it all together. Dan has got to tip the mud in this pit. Next sentence. Dan tips up the back of the truck. Slop, slop. Yes, the mud is in the pit. Okay, boys and girls, giving you some time to try reading this on your own. Okay, are you ready? But Ken has lost his cap? Is it in the hut? No. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll give you a chance to read this page. Okay, are you ready to read it together? Let's go. Is it in the truck? No. Okay, and read this page on your own. And let's read it together. It is in the pit. I left my cap in that pit. Oh my goodness! What did you think of that? Did you have the right prediction for the story? Where is Ken's hat? Yes, you're right. He has left his hat in the pit. Oh no, what will he do? Here are some questions about the story. I want you to think about them and answer them to yourself. On page 9, where is Dan sitting? Don't forget to use a full sentence to answer it. Number 2, what is in the tip-up truck? The next question, what is Dan going to do with the mud? The next question, what has Ken lost? The next question, where does he look? Next question, where else does he look? And finally, where has he left it? And what does Ken feel? Does he feel fed up, miserable, disappointed, cross? And what does Dan feel? Is it sorry, he couldn't care less, or thoughtful for his friend? Have a think about those questions, boys and girls. Our final activity is a speed words. I want you to practice reading the words across the rows and down the columns and in and out of order clearly and quickly. This is good practice to help you become a fluent reader at our story. So take a minute to practice these words now. Okay, good job. Now tomorrow, if you're feeling brave and you would like to challenge yourself, you can still read the story, but turn off my audio. You don't need me to help you reading the story. Some people will be able to read the story on their own. I hope you've enjoyed our Read Writing story for today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!